Why do people drop charges in court? You might think it's as easy as saying, I changed my mind. But in reality, the process and the reasons are a lot more complex than they seem. First, let's get one thing straight. In criminal cases, it's not the victim who files or drops charges, it's the state. That means once police file a report and the prosecutor decides to move forward, the case becomes state versus the defendant, not victim versus defendant. The prosecutor, not the victim, is in charge. Even if the victim wants the case dismissed, it's ultimately up to the prosecutor to decide whether or not to continue. Still, victims and witnesses often ask to have charges dropped, and prosecutors usually take those requests seriously. Why? Here are some of the most common reasons. 1. Fear of retaliation or intimidation, especially in cases involving domestic violence or gang-related activity. 2. Emotional conflict. The victim may still care about the defendant or feel guilty. 3. Reconciliation. Sometimes, the parties make up and want to move on. 4. Economic pressure. The defendant may be the primary breadwinner or a parent. 5. Trauma and stress. Reliving the event in court can feel overwhelming. 6. Lack of trust in the system. Some people feel the process won't help or might make things worse. Imagine being a victim, unsure if testifying will help or only make things more painful. That emotional weight is real, and prosecutors often have to consider it. When someone says, I want to drop the charges, it usually means they don't want to cooperate as a witness. But prosecutors still have to look at the evidence. If there's other strong evidence, like security footage, 911 calls, medical reports, or police body cam, the case may still move forward, even without the victim's help. Other times, prosecutors may reduce the charges, negotiate a plea deal, or dismiss the case altogether if they feel they can't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. In domestic violence cases, this gets even more complicated. These are some of the most common situations where victims ask to drop charges, and also the most sensitive. Because of the risk of repeat abuse, many jurisdictions have strict policies, sometimes even no-drop policies, meaning the prosecutor can't dismiss the case just because the victim asks. Courts may also assign victim advocates or support services to help victims navigate the process safely and with support. So, do people just get to drop charges in court? Not exactly. While victims' voices matter, and sometimes cases do get dropped, the final decision lies with the prosecutor. It's about balancing evidence, public safety, and justice. Thanks for watching. If you want more content about how the justice system actually works, be sure to like, subscribe, and drop your questions in the comments.